Well, ladies and gents, welcome back once again to FTRL. We are here tonight for the Performance Championship, coming towards the end of its season now. We are at Baku in Azerbaijan for round number 10 of 12, and with the championship fight closing up between 5 drivers, all still within the chance of winning this, it's certainly one to not be missed. So on board at the moment with Dutch Tricks, the current Division 1 leader, soon to be crowned champion, but for a miracle. So in the McLaren tonight, as he is in Division 1, so we'll see what he can do. We'll run you through the tables very, very soon. It'll be just myself in the commentary box tonight, so please bear with me and keep the questions and comments flooding in, so I've got something to talk about. But yeah, so the championship table reads like this. We've got Remco in first place on 76 points. Unfortunately not racing tonight, so there's a massive opportunity for FTRL Panini, who's in P2, just 8 points behind him on 68. We finally have the return of FTRL Panda on 63 points in third place, and he's just 5 points behind Pagani. After all of his internet troubles, he's still well within a shout of this championship. Dutch Tricks in P4, the man we're currently on board with, is 4 points behind Panda on 59, and Chicken Guy on 58 points in P5. So there is just 18 points separating the top 5 with this round and 2 more to go, so it certainly is one not to be missed. So Baku, a couple of facts about Baku. Is a 6 kilometre 3.7 mile circuit, the second largest track on the Formula 1 calendar, and obviously with the longest straight on there as well, so I'm sure that's going to be the main spot for overtaking. We've also got the tricky castle section, which I'm sure we'll see a victim to a couple of drivers this evening, and obviously plenty of rules, it being a street circuit. So many things are going to unfold this evening, and yeah, I'm looking forward to watching it all unfold. So most of the drivers at the moment opting for the soft tyre. There is just Matt Calls, Michael C, JB and Goy Karp that are currently on the ultra soft tyre, but JB and Goy are still currently in the pits. Most of the drivers are on track, so we'll stay on board with this lap from Dutch, and then we will move around the field, heading down towards this tricky castle section. Let's see how he handles this one. A little bit wide at the top, but other than that, it's pretty much exactly how you've got to take it, and expect nothing less from Dutch. It's currently only running in medium to high ERS mode, so I'm not expecting a lightning fast time from Dutch. Pagani does go quickest. Pagani's very good round here. We've seen that before. 140.5 in the Haas. Panda just 2 tenths behind him in second. Matt Cause obviously sandbagging with a 142.8 unless he's made a mistake. Matt Cause in a Renault could be one to watch out for tonight. Let's have a quick look at the drivers and what cars they are in. But as Dutch Tricks comes up to line, it's going to be a 141.5. There we go. So he is at the moment about 8 tenths behind his teammate for the evening, FTRL Panda. Closer to 9 tenths actually, it's nearly a second slower, so definitely more to come from Dutch. But let's go down and check in with City Posh Blue. Actually a massively improving driver. We saw him have an insanely good fight last night in Division 2, which we've got a highlights video up of earlier on, which I recommend you go and check out. But ever improving is City Posh, and I think he's going to be a real force towards the end of this season, and especially going into next season. So good luck to him. We'll be keeping a very close eye on what he can achieve, but he's coming up to complete a flying lap, and it looks like it's going to be quite a good time in that Force India. Obviously now he's got good straight line speed. It's going to be a 40.999, so that splits FTR Panda and Plexit's 2 Division 1 drivers. City Boss should be fairly happy with that as it currently stands. So let's have a look at what the car allocations for this evening is. So as always, we've got Agent Panda and Goy Karp in the Ferrari. We're supposed to have Bendel, but unfortunately Bendel couldn't make it last minute, which was a shame. In the Mercedes, and then we've got Cress and Blue Flag in the Red Bull. I imagine Cress is probably going to be the favourite for this race, as I know Blue Flag is not most keen on this circuit of all, I must say. Then we've got Katamis and Makors, both having pretty strong results in this week's normal division races in Russia. Katamis picking up a P5 out of nowhere. So they're both in the Renault. Then we have got championship contender Pagani in the Haas, joined by JB22, Division 1 driver there. And then we have got Daz, or as we know him as Tomo, in the Force India, alongside City Posh Blue, again, who we had that intense battle with last night. So if we can replicate that around Baku, that'll be fantastic. And then we've got Dutch and reigning performance champion FTRL Panda in the McLaren, probably in the worst or second to worst car for this track this evening, given the just lack of ability that the car has around this circuit. And then in the Toro Rosso we've got Chicken Guy and Plexit. So Chicken Guy got it all to do. He's the lowest of the championship contenders at the moment, so he's going to need a very good result, although he has done well in performance this season. So they're in the Toro Rosso. And in the Sauber we have a absent Rich T Gaming, no idea where he is. And then we've got Michael C, who has got a bit of an uphill task tonight, we're currently on board with, so best of luck to him. And we have got no Williams drivers. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly open up the stream, so bear with me for just a second. Okay, so like I said, keep the comments flooding in tonight. I'll be relying on you guys for somebody to help me get through this. So let's go and see what Blue Flag is up to. He's on an in lap, I believe. Dutch Tricks he has improved, but he's still behind his teammate. So, although he did cross the line with virtually no battery, so I imagine still more to come from Dutch. Tomo on an in lap as well. I think what we'll do is we might get Pagani in for a quick chat, see what he's all about and what his thoughts are. So bear with me for just 2 moments whilst I invite. Oh, should not have clicked that. Okay, so let's get back to it. Okay, so we've got Raven's Revenge in the chat saying evening all, City Posh Blue for the win. Onto the podium in there saying evening. I'm not going to try and do that again. Thank you for tuning in. Please keep the comments coming in. Like I said, I will need you this evening. But right, we have been joined by none other than FTRL Panini, Pagani, Paul, amongst other names. How are you, mate?
Well, I'm not too bad, yeah.
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. Looking forward to this race ahead. Yeah, just thought, thank you for coming in and joining us.
Oh, anyways.
How are you feeling?
I don't have the speed I once had around this track.
You might not have, mate, but you're still currently sat in P3. I think Crest might have pole locked down in that Red Bull. But have you got any aims for qualifying? Anyone that you're trying to out-qualify?
I'll be happy if I manage to qualify Goy.
Well, quite a tough task. But, you know, anyone else on your radar? Look.
I mean, Panda and Dutch, probably the two for the championship I'm fighting with.
Yeah, well, with Remco missing tonight, you're only 8 points behind him, so if you can slot yourself in P6 or higher, you'll be top of the championship, providing that Panda doesn't outscore you by 5 points. So it's got to put you in fairly good stead. The Haas isn't a bad car around here.
It's not bad. It's not brilliant. I mean, I'm fastest in the first sector at the moment. I don't know how I did that, but
yeah, well, I imagine those Force Indies are going to be a force to reckon with, excuse the pun, down them straights. But overall, you feeling confident about the race, mate?
I wouldn't say confident. I mean, I'd like to think I'm not going to make too many mistakes. I've seen in practice a lot of people have been tagging the wall here and there or running down escape roads. So
Yeah, well, you're getting some support from Onto the Podium in the chat saying Fortnite Medic Suicider is my favourite name for Paul.
Nice, thank you.
So, yeah, but... Well, I suppose the final question before I let you get back on into your qualifying session, mate, is you found yourself up towards the top of the championship. We have a missing Remco tonight, who obviously you can't always make it. Panda obviously missing for a few races has brought you back into the mix. Do you think you can hold this out for the last few races?
Well, currently I see myself as the underdog.
Well, it's
Even
not...
though I'm second.
It's not always a bad place to be, mate, being classed as the underdog, because you might slip under a few people's radar and go unnoticed.
Just the fact that I'm a little Div 2 driver punching above my weight, trying to take down the big guns.
Well, I would not class you as a little Div 2 driver, but nevertheless, mate, I'll let you crack on. But best of luck for tonight's race, and I'm sure myself and everybody else will be following you closely, and hope you have a good one, buddy.
Cheers, man. Have a good stream.
Cheers, mate. Thanks for jumping in.
Cool. Catch you in a bit.
Cool. See you shortly. Right. Okay. So there are words from Pagani himself. So let's see. Michael C. Is he on the lap? I think he might well be. Oh, there we go. That's how not to do the castle section. And that was brought to you free of charge by Michael C. So there we go. So yeah, one simple mistake. One thing to also take into account is within the castle section as well. If you make a slip up and you've got some cars behind you and you hit that wall, it's going to be a massive knock-on effect. So let's we shall be keeping a very close eye on that. Right, Tomo, I'm expecting to break somewhere around the Plexit's time, maybe slightly quicker, maybe towards the 140s, like the very, very low 140s. He's certainly got it in him. A driver who is very, very close to Division 1 promotion in his first ever season of FTRL. Previous performance race winner, he won the Silverstone Grand Prix, so his home Grand Prix, fairly recently. And yeah, let's all keep a close eye on what is to come from this Force India driver, because this is his first ever league, his first ever season in league racing, and he's come on leaps and bounds ever since joining. He set himself high targets and high expectations as well from how he's performed for the first few races, and he's certainly lived up to that name. So good to see him doing so well. No issues as well. Bit of a clatter of the wall, shouldn't affect him too much. Maybe just kills the momentum ever so slightly. But this Force India in this straight is going to be an absolute monster. Ravens Revenge saying, I like dabbing, JB. Do you like dabbing, Aaron? No, I don't like dabbing. I don't. I feel like you're looking like a retarded elephant trying to sniff your own armpit. So anyway, Tomo to line 139 flat on the ultra soft tyre, which I did miss, so that's why he's gone so fast. But nevertheless, fantastic lap from Tomo. That will take some beating, and we've got 3 minutes to see if anyone can do it. Plexit's, it's a very good time considering he's in a Toro Rosso. Obviously a very consistent performer in Division 1, always finishes basically at the top. So let's see what he can do. I mean, if he can achieve a high place finish tonight in the Toro Rosso around Baku, then fair play to the man. But looking at definitely a future FTRL Division 1 champion in Plexit. 139.5 on the super soft tyre, so he's only half a second slower than a Force India in a Toro Rosso around Baku. So, and he's on a harder tyre, should I say. So that just sums up my point. Definitely a future FTRL champion. Unfortunately, he's just come up against the likes of Dutch Tricks in his quest for success. FTRL Panda needs a good qualifying session. He's a bit of a performance specialist, is Panda. What's he going to do? He's in a McLaren and he's gone 139.8. And he's on the soft... No, he's not. He's on the super soft tyre. I was looking at Chris. Super soft tyre, so he's a couple of tenths behind Plexit, which I'm fairly sure he will be happy with. Let's have a look at the fitted tyres now. Everybody's out on the super softs, other than Tomo and City Posh Blue and JB on the ultra soft. So easy one stop around Baku, but I imagine for most people it'll be a 2 or a 3. Raver's making a very precise prediction. Going to come out the pits and do a 137.813. So unfortunately it's not going to happen, Ravers, because Goy has retired. But then again, he's been out-qualified by Agent Panda again, and he didn't even set a time. So I think that's showing who is the dominant force in that battle. But right, so let's go and check in with Cress. Cress is on the flying lap approaching the castle section. I imagine Cress will challenge Tomo. I'm gonna... Oh, maybe not with that slide. I'm gonna hazard a guess and I'm gonna say he's gonna get a 139.156. I reckon he's gonna go about a tenth slower than Tomo here. Coming down to the very, very tricky downhill left, just before the what is effectively the final corner, but not officially. Rides the curb a little bit on exit, so he's obviously pushing. He's in overtake mode now, going through this fast left-right. Quite easy to lose the car on worn and warm tyres. But crashes motor into the line. Very, very low on battery. He's going to do a 138.5. Wow. Okay, so he was quicker than what my predicted time was by over half a second. So don't listen to the commentator, ladies and gents, because he's got no idea what he's on about. Right, it's panned up. Is he on another flying lap with low battery? He is. Don't think he's going to do much. Matt Cause. What can Matt Cause do? Qualifying is now finished. So all of the laps that people are on will be their final lap. Good effort from Chicken Guy there. A 139.8 in the Toro Rosso. He's only a few tenths behind Plexits, who's in the same car. Matt Cause riding that curb like he rode the barrier at the France pit entry to cost himself promotion. Plexits has been disqualified from session for blocking the pit lane, so Plexits is going to fall all the way down to the bottom of the grid. So that's going to cause a sigh of relief. Matt Cause 139.9. JB has set my OCD off beautifully for 139.000. Raver's Revenge in the chat is saying race prediction: Matt Cause will a monumental crash. So good England there, Ravers. And collect 8 drivers. Ferrari romp to an easy 1-2, but Agent Panda beating Goy by penalties at both crossing the line 400ths apart. Well, it's a very precise prediction. I've got a weird feeling we're going to see a safety car tonight. I don't know why, but I just have. So Crest takes pole on the super soft tyre of 138.5. JB alongside him on the front row. And then we've got a Force India Renault combination of Tomo and Katamis on the second row. Then we've got Dutch Tricks in 5th, Pagani in 6th and Panda in 7th. So the championship contenders very close together indeed. Blue Flag in 8th, Chicken Guy in 9th and Matt Cause rounding off the top 10. And then we've got Michael C and City Posh on the 6th row of the grid. Agent Panda actually out qualifying Goy Carp and Plexits. So massive signs of improvement there. Matt Cause apparently had a DRS failure, but I'm not quite sure I believe that. So the drivers will be just preparing themselves now. It looks like it's going to be a dry race. A few clouds in the sky. We might see some rain at some stage. Just going to get us in the mood and play the F1 intro music for the start of the race. There we go. If that's not got people excited, I don't know what will. But formation lap, we are going to take that underway. So we have got Kress taking what I believe is his first pole position of the season. I will just confirm that statement. Yeah, first pole position of the season for Kress, starting alongside JB making his debut in performance. Then we've got Tomo, who is currently sitting down in 14th in the championship on 36 points. But with a good result tonight can easily shoot up the field. And we've got Katamise in P4. Had a bit of a mixed season in performance. He has had a podium and a 4th place, but 4 DNFs has cost him a chance at a championship, we would think. Then we've got Dutch Tricks in P5. We know all about Dutch Tricks. We know what he's capable of. And I'm sure we're going to see another fantastic performance from Dutch this evening. Then we've got FTRL Panini, known as Pagani, starting in 6th place, in between the McLarens, in between his championship rivals. 2 DNFs, 2 podiums, no pole positions for Pagani this season, but I think he's certainly going to be well within a shout of this championship, providing he drives as well as we know he can. Then we have got FTRL Panda, the reigning Performance League champion, 3rd in the championship, no race wins this season. Had a very hindered championship season from Virgin Media, but is now transferred ownership to Sky, and they have certainly done their justice so far. FTRL Blue Flag, Division 2 admin, former Division 2 champion, highest finish of the season so far as a P2 in USA. He's not too far off of this battle for the championship, but it might have just eluded him a little bit too much. Then we've got Chicken Guy, 5th in the championship, couple of DNFs. Highest race result was a P2 in Italy. He's had 3 P4s. He's very, very consistent, just 2 DNFs, and he has got himself a pole position this season. Then we've got Matt Cause in 10th. He's 11th in the championship, 2 third places, but quite a few DNFs has cost him quite a lot. Michael C joined late into the season, started at USA, but his results since then have been 8th, 7th, 6th, and a 2nd in Hungary last week. Then we've got City Posh Blue. Again, sort of intermittent as to when he's been racing this season, but when he has, he's always finished pretty high up the grid with a couple of 5ths and a 9th. Then we've got Agent Panda and Goykarp scrapping for points on the bottom. Goykarp, the only driver not to get any points at all this season. Agent Panda is on 4 Plex hits, not yet to score in the Performance Championship, but we know what he is capable of. So that rounds up our formation lap. It seemed to be timed pretty well as we prepare for lights out in Baku for round number 10 of the championship. Like I said, please keep the comments flooding in, as I will need them to get through this race. So we are ready. We are 5 red lights in Baku, and it's lights out and away we go. Looks like it's a pretty good start from Katamise as always. He's going to challenge Tomo into turn 1. He's pushed him very, very wide. Katamise is up to 2nd. Nobody round that I can see. But Tomo taking a late... Oh, big crash. Tomo and Katamise both retired from the race. That looked like a bit of a spear there. I could be wrong. But certainly some drama at turn 2. 3 retirements already. JB has retired as well. So we're down to just 12 drivers. Tomo has left the session. Oh, we've got a very, very slow moving Haas car. Not too sure what that's JB, I believe, his retired car. But in terms of position changes, we've got Dutch up to 2nd, Pagani up to 3rd, Panda up to 4th, everybody moving up due to the retirements. Plexus has moved up 5 places, Matt Cause and Michael C is up 4. Let's go and check in with Chicken Guy. Cress has made a lightning start to this race. He's got to be the favourite for it, in my opinion, in that Red Bull car. Division 1 driver is Kress. So lap 1 of 26, we've lost 3 drivers. Massive drama at the start. Rovers Avenge is absolutely buzzing off of his tits. Don't know what to do with himself. By the way, you will hear me vaping this race because I just don't care this evening. FTRL blue flag is putting Panda under some pressure. Let's go on board of him up this long straight. He's in overtake mode. The Red Bull is hunting the McLaren. Panda goes to the inside, gives him a bit of a jiggle, bit of a wobble. But that's going to be a fairly comfortable move for blue flag as he puts himself up into 4th place. And that is good news for his Division 2 teammate FTRL Panini, who needs Panda to finish below him tonight. Very close. Cress has already pulled out a 2-second gap to Dutch Tricks, who's got a 2-second gap to Pagani, who's got 1.5 seconds to this little train that blue flag is forming. Matt Kors is right on the back of Panda. A bit further down the order we've got Plexit. Agent Panda is in the points, and Goy Karp is stalking his prey, going very, very slow into entry there, Goy. I feel like we should take a bit of an on board with Goy. Oh, he's up into high ERS mode, so Goy can smell something. Both Ferraris going very wide, both riding the curb. It seems like they're very much in sync, these two. Oh, Goy's very late on the brakes. Oh, nearly ploughed into the back of his teammate. Oh, Goy Karp going through the castle section at 40 miles an hour. Not recommended, but very, very safe. Can confirm that is very, very safe. Thank you very much, Danny. I much appreciate your... Oh, Goy Karp's easing off. Asian Panda's in the wall. Goy Karp's followed him. And Goy Karp going for a move. Is he going to lunge? Goy Karp not... Oh, there's a lot of respect shown. There's a lot of respect shown. Oh, they're going to go side by side. Oh, Asian Panda's lifted off. Goy Karp's gone flying through the S's. And we've lost Matt Kors as well. Goy Karp up to 9th. Goy Karp is in 9th. He's up for 2 points in this race. Agent Panda's in 10th. And Michael C 30 seconds back from this battle. What drama at the start. The Matt Kors bottle has happened. FTRL Panda trying to get up to blue flag, but late brakes. Oh, he's nearly cut into the back of him. We've seen a lot of mistakes tonight. And for what is normally going to be quite a hard task, sitting behind FTRL blue flag has been made even harder by Panda. City Posh Blue staying within a second of Chicken Guy. I'm sure he'll want to get himself pretty close, because with that pace down the straight, he'll certainly feel like he's got an opportunity to do something there. Always looks lovely when you go through the castle section on broadcast camera. Agent Panda clipped a wall, maybe damage waivers, I'm not too sure. Let's go and take a look. Doesn't look like it. All looks there to me. And Goy Karp is flying. He's only 8.5 seconds behind Plexit in the Ferrari. Oh, that was very, very close to the ball there, Goy. Let's hope there's no mistakes. City Posh Blue on the back of Chicken Guy. This has surely got to be a move. Probably before the DRS section. That Force India is a joke in a straight line. Yeah, pretty much on the DRS line. City Posh Blue. Easy as you like. Chicken Guy going to be fighting back. Crest has got a 4-second lead after 4 laps. Well, on the 4th lap. So at this rate, he's going to romp home to victory. Well, for those that are watching, which is probably just ravers, let us know who you think is going to finish on the podium, in what order, and how many finishes we are going to have tonight. I'm predicting a finish for both Ferrari drivers, and I'm going to say we're going to have 8 finishes. So I think the Ferrari boys are going to get some good points tonight. Tyres on the screen, yes I can, no problem at all. Top 7 on super softs, the rest of the field on the soft tyre. So Goy Karp playing it smart. Chicken Guy staying close, but in a Toro Rosso it's quite an uphill task. Must admit, I'm absolutely gutted to not be racing tonight. I love this track. Right, interestingly, Pagani is within DRS range of Dutch Tricks. Or he might just miss out actually after that final corner. The detection zone's around that area. So he might have just missed out, but blue flag is in DRS range of Pagani. So... And City Posh Blue is catching FTRL Panda pretty quickly. Pagani didn't get DRS there, but I imagine he's going to get it up this next straight, which is going to pull him into Dutch, and he's going to drag the blue flag with him. So I think we're going to see quite a large train forming. I think Plexits will catch up to Chicken Guy, and I imagine we're going to see a, what, 6-car train for P2? Very, very soon. Matt Cause saying he hates all of us. Matt Cause, would you like to jump in the booth and do some commentary with me? Entirely down to you, mate. You give me someone else to talk to other than Ravers. Other than that, there is not much more going on. Well, Matt Cause, I will send you an invite, my friend, if you can rejoin the lobby so we can talk about the racing. Be right back, stream. Be so much easier if he wasn't appearing offline. There we go. Okay, so we will wait for the arrival of Matt Cause, but Panini is very, very close to Dutch Tricks. He's covered off blue flag, so he's been on a push lap. And we could see a move from the hash driver here. We're going to see a move from the hash driver here. Pulls up towards the inside. Dutch sits in the middle of the track. And Pagani, easy as you like, gets the move done on Dutch Tricks. Dutch is going to put him back under pressure on this lap though, but Pagani definitely does seem quicker than Dutch at the moment. Dutch does have a bit more batteries in overtake mode. Pagani has next to none, so if he can cover him off and go to the inside line by the end of this straight, are we going to see a move from Dutch? Bit of a late one. No, Dutch thinks better of it. Very cultured, clever driver is Dutch Tricks. He's not going to put himself under any sort of unnecessary pressure. As predicted, City Posh Blue is called right up to the back of FTRL Panda. Matt Cause has rejoined. We'll just wait for him to jump in the commentary booth with us. Goy Carp in the pits. Matt Cause.
Hello, Aaron.
Good evenings. It was a short one for you, mate. What happened? Yeah. Did you just clip the inside wall, or did you just lose it on the exit of it?
No, I clipped the inside wall and bounced off all the walls there 4 times.
Are you allowing your voice to be shared? Just double checking.
Yeah. So I mean, if I haven't changed the setting, would it change automatically?
I don't know. Probably worth just checking, mate. I would stop being lazy if I was you. Anyway, right, Dutch Tricks in DRS range of Pagani and blue flag in DRS range of Dutch. Could we see a move into turn 1 from Dutch? No. Thinks better of it again. Blue flag very late on the brakes. Pagani is starting the train and everybody else is just jumping on board. Dutch is going to have him here though, surely. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, that McLaren just doesn't have the straight line speed. Dutch is very, very close to the back of Pagani. We'll see how he's going to do under some pressure. I think we'll take an on-board perspective from blue flag for the next half a lap.
Yeah, a good little train forming here, I think.
Yeah, well, I think once City Posh catches up, because they've kind of fallen off a little bit,
yeah.
I think Plexits will catch up to Chicken Guy eventually as well. So I think we're going to see a train from 2nd down to 8th. Dutch Tricks has clipped the wall.
Nice. Oh my. Yeah.
I think it was just his rear wheel though, wasn't it? I don't think he lost any wing from it.
Yeah, but it looked kind of harsh, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, there we go. Oh, Luke's in here. How are we doing, Luke? Cheers for jumping on board, mate. Coming in and seeing what we're doing.
Yeah, I see Posh is catching pretty quickly. I think he was
Yeah.
done 3.5.
Yeah, he's in the Force India as well, isn't he? So his straight line speed's
Yeah.
going to be insane. Or blue flag is close. We're going to see it move from blue flag. Potentially a double move.
Oh, Dutch.
Potentially a double move.
Oh,
They're going to go
wide.
three wide
Oh,
into
no.
turn one. Blue flag gets it done. Pagani holds off Dutch. Well, double overtake.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Excitement from Matt Cause.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever done this before, have I? Maybe one time.
I think you did it once and you wasn't very good at it. No, I'm joking.
Okay.
No, I'm joking. No, I think you did it once with somebody else. I can't remember who it was.
Oh, yeah, I think it was Canada actually.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember you trying that. No, I thought you did well on that. It's a shame you've not done it since.
Yeah.
But I appreciate your company though.
Yeah.
But right. So from this position, obviously we think Crest is going to win the race. Obviously, Matt. How do you think the rest of the podium is going to line up?
I think it's actually going to be interesting because I think on average pace, it's Blue Flag being in the Red Bull and Panini in the Haas and Dutch in the McLaren. I mean it's pretty leveled off in terms of how quick they're going to be. So, but it does seem like Dutch is losing a little bit of time to them. So, but yeah, I think it could be anyone of.
Oh no! Sorry, Goy Kart. We've lost Goy.
Oh no!
What's happened to Goy? He's on a complete straight.
Lost on the straight. Yeah,
he's lost it on a straight. Oh Goy. It was pretty much guaranteed points tonight if he just kept it on. Raver's Revenge is absolutely gutted. In the stream chat.
Again, I mean, after 9 laps in those.
Right, well, Pagani's gone into the pits. Pagani's gone in early.
Yeah, I think if you run quite a high ballast, the rear tyres are just going to scream now at this point. So probably a wise idea.
Yeah, well, he's onto the soft tyre. City Posh Blue is now in DRS range of Dutch tricks.
Nice.
So I imagine by the end of the lap we're going to see City Posh Blue right up the backside of Dutch along the main straight.
Yeah.
But you didn't answer the question. Who's your prediction for second and third?
Yeah, I think obviously Crash is going to win. I think Blue Flag. I mean, Dutch here is probably one of the quickest in the whole league. But I don't think he can compete with Blue Flag tonight. I mean, the difference in car is just too big of a gap, I think. So I think it's going to be Crash and Blue Flag and Panini, I think, in that order.
Yeah, I think... I'm not sure. I think the only other person I'm thinking of is City Posh.
Yeah, but I mean now Panini has pitted, so he's probably going to get a little bit of a gap once these guys pit. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Haas car is probably the better car for the twisty bits in the Sector 2 stuff. But yeah, City Posh has such an advantage in the straights, as you can already see. Oh, look at how much he's catching. Oh my God.
That was close. Well, Dutch didn't move. Dutch didn't need to move. City Posh is going to carry on. And Dutch has responded to Pagani, nearly clattering into the wall, into the pits. Blue Flag has gone in as well. So we'll keep a very close eye on Pagani, and we're going to see where they come out. This is not really any other battles on track at the moment. As Plexit's not really closing the gap to Chicken Guy, but he is on a harder compound. So
Yeah,
Blue Flag and Pagani are going to be close, but Blue Flag has got him.
Yeah.
But they've got quite a gap on Dutch. But Pagani's going to be close with DRS. Blue Flag's not the nicest of people to overtake, but Pagani's going to fly past.
Yeah. Oh, Blue Flag.
Blue Flag, oh, he's hit the wall. Has he got damage?
No, I don't think so. Doesn't look like it on my screen.
I think he's got away with it. If he has, it's minimal damage. FTRL Panda right up the backside of City Posh Blue.
Yeah. Crest now 14.5 seconds ahead. I think he is pretty much set for the victory tonight.
Yep, unless he makes a mistake, I think we're on for a Crest win. Hopefully he can join us. Oh, yellow in sector 1. Is it Agent Panda? It is Agent Panda.
Yeah. I mean, he's 42 seconds behind, and I think he just needs to take it slow, actually, and then he could just make sure he gets the point.
He does. Well, Chicken Guy, FTRL Panda. Panda's in the pits, as well as City Posh. Crest is pitted as well, so Chicken Guy has taken the lead.
Oh, Crest, a little wide there, I think. We're going to get a warning for that.
Well, Pagani is pulled up nearly a 2-second gap. Yeah.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Oh, Dutch right. Oh, sorry, right in front of FTRL Panda now.
So Dutch is falling back here, or Panda has certainly put the hammer down. A very, very close championship battle, but at the moment Pagani will be going into the championship lead, and he will be extending his gap to Panda, who was behind him as well. So Pagani's in a good position. So I know obviously you had your incident here tonight, Matt, but do you like Baku as a general thing?
I kind of like it, and then it's kind of like a love-hate relationship with this track for some reason. I mean, if you can get into a rhythm, it can be very rewarding, but I think it's so easy to make a mistake and just crash and burn. So.
Would you say it's very much like your relationship with girls? You love them, but you're not very good at talking to them.
Well, I'll talk to you soon, Aaron. Bye-bye.
I'm sorry, I had to do that.
Yeah, let's just put it that way then.
Oh, I had to do it. Right, Chicken Guy has pitted from the race lead. Plexus has gone to the super soft tyre. He's going to try and take those for, what, 14 laps? So, he's got quite a hard task on his hands to do that, but nevertheless, good on him. Oh yeah, that's a good question. Did you see what happened with Tomo and Katamis at the start of the race?
I think they just crashed into each other, didn't they? I was kind of far behind.
Right.
So it looked like they went into turn 2 together. And yeah.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what happened there, but... Well, the field's still pretty close together, but there's not really any exciting battles going on at the moment.
Panda's falling back a little bit from Dutch tricks. And it's Chicken Guy, he's catching Panda a little bit, isn't he?
There he is. He's done very well in performance this year, Chicken Guy. I think he's improved a lot by being in Division 1. Because he's got much better as the season's gone on.
Yeah. I mean, me and Chicken Guy, we had a brilliant battle last week in Hungary.
Yeah, he did.
Within a second of me, like, before the whole race. So that was...
The entire race, yeah. That was a great battle.
Yeah.
Well, Dutch is very, very close to blue flag now, and Pagani's pulled a 2.5 second gap. So Pagani just needs to, let's check his battery. He's pretty good for battery, so is blue flag, so is Dutch. So none of them really pushing at this stage. Panda's a little bit lower. He's in overtake mode, trying to catch up to the train.
Yeah. Oh, blue flag! Oh, blue! Ooh.
Oh, what's happened?
Oh, he went into the S section and just... I think he did exactly the same as I did, actually.
Oh, well, his car's directly in the middle of the circuit, so surely that must scream safety car.
Yeah, can we see? Oh, I can see.
Yeah, just drove through it. I was thinking, oh god.
Oh no.
So we're down to just 9 runners. Agent Panda's currently going to pick up 2 points as it currently stands.
Yep.
FTRL blue flag, what has he done?
How many points does Panda have, Agent Panda in the...
He's got 4 points.
4 points. I think probably could have more points than I do. I've DNF so many times this season already.
I'm actually going to invite Blue Flag in, see if we can get him in for a little while. And then find out exactly what happened. Oh, well, I know he's going to be annoyed, but...
Yeah. Flex is very close to Squash now.
Yeah, he definitely is.
Oh, Flex is almost lost.
It's that traction thing. It's so weird seeing the glitch on the traction, because to the driver they literally don't slip out at all, and then on the stream it looks like they're about to go into a wall constantly. It's it's quite a strange one.
Well, FTRL Panda has caught up to Dutch tricks a little bit again, so could we see he's probably going to get DRS on the main.
Well, he's in DRS range, so he's going to get close.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of the championship battle, Pagani needs Dutch to stay ahead of Panda. Dutch is still fairly close, but Panda's closer to Pagani than what Dutch is, so...
And catching, he's got no ERS left, Panda. And Dutch he has 45%.
Yeah, I mean, what you'll learn though with Panda is he's a bit of a performance specialist. He's superb in this division. Well, Panda is very, very close to his teammate. He's hunting him down.
Yeah. Both of them running in low ERS to save energy for the straight.
Yeah, I think they're both realising it's not really an overtaking point. But Chicken Guy is catching this battle, and he's doing it pretty quickly.
Yeah. Silly Boss now behind Flex. It's
But I must say, Panda's driving very, very well. City Posh is close. I was expecting to be a little bit higher up, but...
oh, Dutch.
Panda's close. I think we could see a move here. Dutch has a bit more battery.
Yeah. Panda, he does have 45%, which is enough for the straight.
Oh, here's a question for you. Yeah, get the hashtag AskComms in the chat, like Onto the Podium has just done. So Matt, I'll ask you this question, and then I'll answer it afterwards. So Onto the Podium has said, do you think Dutch would be having such a strong Division 1 season had he not won it last season? So basically, do you think Dutch would be doing as well this season if he didn't win it last season?
That's a good question, actually. I think...
well, FTRL Panda has made the move on Dutch. Sorry to cut you in, but yeah, carry on.
I think it's a good question, actually. I think Dutch. I mean, he obviously wants to defend his championship in Division 1. So, had he not won last season, he probably would have been. I don't know. It's a good question, actually. I can't really reply to that one.
I think it might sound a bit stupid, but considering he wins pretty much all the time, but I still think Dutch is a little bit underrated by people. I still think people sometimes think that, you know, yeah, Dutch is winning it and he's just in a good run of form, but in my view, he's probably the best driver we've ever had in FTRL, and he's just absolutely phenomenal, whether it's attacking, defending, no matter what it is. He just doesn't, he rarely makes a mistake, and we even saw that in Belgium in Division 1 when he was battling with Tico, his teammate, the whole way through the race, and he managed to pull off a move about halfway around the lap on the final lap to then go and win the Grand Prix. For me, he's such a brilliant driver. So I think had he not have won it last season, I think he would have been even better this season, because I think he would have been wanting to win it. So, but that's a good question from you there, Connor. Right, yeah, Dutch making a move.
Yeah.
And Chicken Guy is very, very close to these guys now. Just outside of DRS range. 10 laps to go, and we've been joined by none other than Mr. Blue Flag himself.
Yep.
Good evening.
Good evening, mate.
Hello.
Have you called off?
Well, I say good evening. It's not a good evening.
It's a bad evening for you, my friend.
It was a good evening that's turned somewhat sour.
Yeah. So what happened? Did you just lose it, or did you clip the wall?
So when I came out of the pits, Pagani was behind me down that back DRS straight. I knew I had no defence for him because the tyres weren't up to temperature or anything, so I let him go. And then I think I just misjudged the braking point slightly, and I had to go round the outside of Pagani, and I clipped that wall on the outside of turn 3.
Right.
So I was running the next couple of laps with like yellow, orange front wing damage.
Yeah, we did see that.
It was like I've just come out of the pits. I am not going in the pits now, not again. I'll drive with it for a few laps and see how it goes. And it was going all right, and then I think I made the mistake Matt Cause did. Through that fast sweeper, I turned in a tad too early and clipped that inside wall, and it just bounced me across.
I did exactly the same.
Yeah, it's very unlucky, mate. Well, will you stay to join us for the last 10 laps, or are you going to shoot?
Oh, time on
No,
Dutch.
I'll hang about. Two McLarens going side by side.
They certainly are. I think it's the first time we've ever commentated together, Si.
It is. It's,
Oh, Chicken Guy, out of absolutely
Chicken Guy's gonna
nowhere.
do what I done.
Double overtake into turn 1. Chicken
Where did
Guy
he
and
come
Panda
from?
side by side. Panda's going to hold it around the outside.
Yeah, Panda's held it.
Oh, fantastic driving. Chicken Guy's going to go again. Thinks better of it.
Yeah, I think Chicken Guy watched my earlier move on Pagani and Dutch.
Chicken Guy is going to take Panda into turn 3. Panda's going to
Now
again hold the
Panda's gonna
outside line.
fight it.
Alexis is
Yeah, he's caught it now.
gaining a lot of time on these guys. There's got to be a four-way battle, I think.
The two Toro Rossos and the two McLarens going at it.
Plex is just sitting behind, just saving his ERS.
Oh, all of these guys are no traction runners, so they all seem to slip out in sync after every corner. Got the worst camera angle possible.
We all got very close to the back end of Chicken Guy going into the castle then.
Yeah. Well, there we go. This could be a fantastic battle for the last 9 laps. Yeah, so Connor just asked a question onto the podium for the viewers. Just asked a question, Simon, and I shall relay that onto you. Do you think Dutch would be having such a good season this season had he not won it last year?
Do you know, I think he would. I know he's had the added momentum of being the reigning champion. You know, that sort of desire to hang on to it would have been burning within him. But I think you've alluded to it in previous streams. He's just gone up the inside of Will there.
Oh,
Yeah, I think you've alluded to it over the last couple of weeks. Is just to how good he is.
yeah. I was just saying this to Matt. I said, although he's the reigning champion, he seems to win pretty much all the time. In my opinion, he's still quite an underrated driver. People still don't. I don't think he gets the credit that he deserves. I really don't sometimes.
I think Plexit's just hit that outside wall of turn 3 then.
Did he? Let's take a look.
Don't know if he got any damage from it.
Can't really tell. I don't think so.
I don't think he did, but he may not have hit, but he was very close.
Well, Raver's just made a point. City Boss Blue could catch this with the fight that's going on here.
Yeah, and he is catching, just not very quickly.
Oh, Panda's had a pretty poor castle section. Dutch has had a very good one on the other end. Plexus has gained nearly half a second on Will just for that one sector there, or that one sequence of corners.
Even though these guys are actually battling, they're actually catching Panini. I mean, the gap was 5 seconds just a lap ago, and now it's down to 4.3.
Yeah, Pagani's probably saving his tyres a bit, I would imagine.
Yeah, he did box a bit earlier than the others for his softs.
But I mean, it could be down to the fact that these guys are just pulling each other along DRS. So.
Yeah. At a track like Baku, it's quite effective to be sort of pulled along. Plexus has dropped off slightly, so maybe he has got a bit of damage. I'm not too sure on that.
City Posh Blue has just taken a second and a half out of Plexus on that straight.
Yeah, City Posh is going to be well within this fight. Michael C, will he have to pit again? He's got to do another, what, 8 laps on those tyres?
Yeah, probably. I mean, he could do easily. He's got 57 seconds down to into Panda, so probably wouldn't be a problem for him.
Well, a fantastic battle going on for the final podium spot. All of these drivers are in the championship fight, but Pagani is doing what he needs to do at the moment. And as it stands, it's probably the ideal situation for him, because Chicken Guy is currently 5th in the championship, Dutch is currently 4th, and Panda is 3rd. So in that order, if they flip themselves around for this race, it's going to bring them closer, but Pagani's going to get a bit more of a gap, providing he holds on.
I think does Dutch have any damage now? I think he flew over that curb into turn, whatever turn it is, before that downhill straight, more straight.
Well, I think we could see a... Yeah, I think we're going to see a Dutch move here. Oh, Toro Rosso is certainly putting up a bit of a fight. Going to get an onboard perspective from Panda. Chicken Guy,
bit of contact, bit of a slide.
Flex hits, 3 second time penalty, yeah. Panda just had to tuck in there, but he had good momentum, but he had to swerve to avoid the back of Chicken Guy.
I mean, it doesn't look like Texas had any wing damage, because now he's pulling away from City Posh again and actually gaining on the
Chicken Guy's coming back at Dutch. Just pulls out of it at the last minute.
Thought better of it, but yeah, this battle is I mean, there's not much else going on track. If Chris wants a bit of airtime, there it is. Sorry, Chris. Gonna go back to this battle. Same for Pagani. There you go, mate. And Panda's right up the back of Chicken Guy now. So I think Pagani's going to hold on to this, but for any mistakes or poor tyre management. But who we tipping for 3rd here, Si? We know Plexus has got that 3 second penalty, so I'm going to count him out of it.
Yeah, I'm going to rule Plexus out of this. I think Dutch is going to take 3rd.
I think Dutch is going to do it. Well, we've had another question from...
I think he's going to hang on.
I think we've had another question from Connor saying, would you say it's easier... Sorry, let me reread that just to make sure I get the wording right. Would you say it's more difficult to win a championship in a performance league or equal? Because I suppose you've got to take into account the difference in cars that you get each week, which obviously adds...
Well, that's it. In performances, you get a different car, you'll be battling different people.
Oh, Chicken Guy got Panda now. Oh, I'm sorry, I mean Mexico.
Yeah.
Panda.
Yeah, go on, Si. Oh, Dutch is going back.
Yeah, I'll just wait for this to unfold.
Dutch up the inside. Good respectful driving from both of them there. It's good to see. It's been a really, really nice battle to watch. Very satisfying.
Yeah.
5 laps to go, and we've got Toro Rosso, McLaren, Toro Rosso, McLaren. Dutch is round.
Dutch is...
Panda's got damage as well. Panda's at the back of Plexit.
I'm changing my mind. Chicken Guy's going to come 3rd.
Yeah.
Yeah. FTRL Panda's got damage. He's slammed into the back of Plexit, where responded to Dutch going sideways. Not much Plexit could do about that, unfortunately.
Well, City Posh is there to join the fun now.
Yeah, City Posh is right in this mix.
It should be easy pickings with wounded cars in front of him.
Yeah.
I mean, it was Plexus who outbroke himself in the Dutch up the back with course into
Oh, Dutch has just hit the wall.
Oh, he lost someone there, Dutch. I was just on board with Plexus, you can see the
Well,
damage.
5 laps to go, and this has got very, very exciting now. I think Chicken Guy might pull away ever so slightly.
Look at how much time City Posh is gaining on Panda now. He hasn't even got DRS yet. Here it comes.
Well, City Posh has no no battery at all, and he's just absolutely flown up to Panda. Oh, clipped. Panda's going to be struggling with that damage. Then we've got the reformed battle of Plexus versus Dutch, like we tend to see in Division 1.
If I'm City Posh now, I'm putting this in 0 ERS.
Yeah. Well, interestingly enough,
like we're not letting this go.
Like we just said about Plexus and Dutch, they're both ironically in the same car as what they're in for Division 1 as well.
Yeah, that's true.
I've got a question from Blue Phoenix in there saying, once the 2019 game comes out, would you think these drivers will struggle, or will there be a good fight for the championship? So, are you saying on the new game, or by the time the new game comes out? So do you mean, because if you're saying about on the new game will they struggle, we don't know, because when you do league racing and stuff, you have to really kind of adapt, and people adapt quicker than others into new games and how they work.
There's always that transition period, and like you say, some people get it quicker than others. I mean, I for one really struggled going from 2017 to 2018.
Yeah, but if I remember rightly, City Posh, when we first got the game, he adapted so well to it, and he was beating most Div 1 drivers in all the little practice races we were doing. And then he kind of fell off the pace a little bit when everyone else kind of got to grips with it, and then he's suddenly now finding some more pace.
Yeah. But I think City Posh changed to a wheel, didn't he?
Yeah.
After, so.
Well, Dutch is clipping his barriers now. Chicken Guy looks like he's going to hold on to P3. And Panda is slowly drifting away.
And Michael C has now done 20 laps on those softs. Maybe he should go to the pits and just get the fastest lap, just for good measure.
Yeah. Well, yeah, sorry, Blue Phoenix, to answer your question, I think it's very hard to tell on a new game, because like I said, on this one, when the tyre temperatures come into effect, a lot of people struggle to adapt to it, so it depends what Codemasters bring into the new game and if there's much of a difference. If it stays fairly similar, I imagine that the pace will stay relatively similar. Like with Dutch Tricks, he's just a phenomenal driver all round, in my opinion. So I think he will he'll still be there or thereabouts, no matter what happens in the game. Any more questions? Keep them coming in. We've got 3 laps to go. Chris is
catching down a little bit.
Yeah. Chris is 20 seconds clear of Pagani, who's just managing that 4-second gap to Chicken Guy. We must say,
he's just completely drained his battery. So I think he's had to sort of re-engage in this, because Chicken Guy is coming at him.
Yeah, but is he going to be able to catch up about 1.3 seconds a lap? I'd be very surprised if he can. But it must be said, Chicken Guy has had a fantastic...
Has had a massive wobble out of 2.
Oh.
Yeah, City Posh so close to him now.
Just saw it in the background.
If City Posh gets Dutch here, it's going to be an absolutely ideal day at the office for Pagani.
Yeah, he couldn't have hoped for a better outcome.
No. I was just about to say, Chicken Guy has had an absolutely phenomenal season in performance. Oscoms, do you do this league on racing on Xbox as well, or just PlayStation? No, we are purely just a PlayStation league. We have had the option to go to Xbox and have that run by somebody else, but for reasons only known to us, we decided to stay just on PS4, just to make sure that... The other reason for that is not in any bad way, but we built up such a good reputation on PlayStation that without us having Xboxes, it's very, very hard to control and leave it in the hands of somebody else. Oh. Well, Panda's going to be in DRS range to City Posh, but
City Posh, DRS, and Dutch as well, I think.
yeah, City Posh. He's got next to no battery. Look at the speed on him.
Look at it.
Reminds me of Bottas and Stroll. Oh, we got Plexits challenging Chicken Guy for P3. They're going to go side by side into turn 2. Chicken Guy's. Oh,
That was very nearly Force India.
yeah. Chicken Guy going to look to the outside.
He's going to have to go the long way.
Oh,
Bit of wheel banging.
Brilliant driving from here from both these drivers. Yeah, City Posh has got Dutch, and he's going to have to hold him off now, I imagine. But for any mistakes in lap, I think he might be able to hold this on the straights. Okay, here's a question for the room. Simon, this is probably more relevant for you than Matt Cause, because you've been here since the start pretty much. In FTRL history, most overrated and most underrated driver in FTRL, past or present?
Oh god, that is a really tough question.
I think for me the most underrated driver, probably for me actually, I want to say the preheated oven actually. I mean, I just think he's done so well the races he's actually been at, and yeah, he's a good driver.
Yeah.
And for me the most... Oh, sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, for me, the most underrated driver in FTRL ever is Co-Andy. I still think he's absolutely brilliant, and he still doesn't get the credit he deserves because he's a brilliant driver.
Dutch.
Yeah.
And Chicken Guy's got back past Plexits.
Yeah. I think the most overrated driver for me will probably be Raiders Revenge. Yeah, I just think he's got too much credit for the things he's done, and yeah.
Oh, we've got yellow in sector 2.
That is Michael C.
Michael
At
C,
the castle.
Yeah. He's got
Oh
a
no, it's not the
puncture.
castle, it's...
I think, yeah, he's got a puncture on the rear wide.
Yeah, who you saying underrated, Si?
I think I'm going to say Pagani, and he's underrated even by his own standards. He's forever putting himself down, but I think he's a much better driver than people give him credit for.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. But I suppose I just say underrated, and I don't mention Pagani because I rate Pagani very, very highly, personally. But right, so Cress has taken the race win. I apologise for missing that, Cress.
He took the fastest lap to just stamp his authority on the race.
So he did. Right, well, Pagani is going to romp home to a P2, which I'm sure he's going to be absolutely delighted about. We might see a weave, but I don't think he's going to want to risk it. No, he's not risked it.
To line.
Chicken Guy's going to hold
hang
on. City Posh is going to come home in 4th. Panda in 5th, Dutch in 6th. So it's an ideal day.
With that penalty.
Could Indian Panda actually get Michael C because he has a puncture? Could he? Yeah, he is going to get him. Oh, is
Come on,
he?
Panda.
No.
It's going to be close.
Oh,
Michael's just made the line.
there we go. Well, Blue Phoenix saying City Posh is underrated. Razor Venture Mark NUFC is most underrated. Had the title robbed from him pretty much. Yeah, yeah. It's quite a tough one in terms of overrated drivers. That's a really, really difficult question. Really difficult question. Okay, so we'll just go through the final classifications, and I think we might have to discuss this in more detail at some stage. But so, right, we've got Cressy takes the win with a perfect finishing time of 45 minutes exactly. So my OCD, along with that qualifying lap from JB, is absolutely on fire this evening. Pagani comes home in second place, so another very good performance from him. That's put him at the top of the championship. Chicken Guy in P3, so that's going to shoot him up above Dutch and very, very close to Panda, I believe. City Posh in fourth, good result for him in the end. And then we've got Panda and Dutch Stritz, both McLaren drivers, coming home in 5th and 6th. Plex sits in P7, Michael C in P8. Agent Panda getting 2 points for the evening. Then we had retirements from Blue Flag, sorry, Si. Goikart,
right.
Matt Cause,
Not
JB,
sorry.
Tomo and Katami. So that rounds off the grid for the performance race, round 10 of FTRL of Season 3. So we're just going to invite in the top 3, which was Cress, Pagani and Chicken Guy. And we'll try and get a chat with them. It's only because you just don't want to do a podium interview, innit? Yeah, it's alright. That's alright. No worries. Right. Anyway, right. See you later, mate. Thank you. Right, for those that couldn't hear that because the screen was off, Matt Cause basically said he doesn't want to do a podium interview because he's too frightened. And he's not sure he can ask the right questions. He's only good at talking to girls, apparently.
That rumour's been rebuked by his own father.
By his own father, yeah, that's a good point. So we'll just wait for these boys to come in for the podium interview. Here is our race winner, Cress. Here is the least likeable person in FTRL, Chicken Guy. And here is the most likeable person in FTRL, Pagani.
Hello.
Gentlemen, good evening.
Hi.
Hello.
Cool. Right, well, we will conduct these interviews straight away. So, Simon, I know you was racing, but you can have a chat with... well, I chatted to Pagani in qualifying, so you can have a chat with him.
I'll chat with Pagani.
Cool, no worries. Right, so first of all, Chris, congratulations, mate.
Thank you.
Nice little race win there. Was it as comfortable as it looked? It seemed it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty straightforward.
Yeah, well. When you saw you got the Red Bull, how much confidence did you take? Because you seem to quite like this track.
I thought it'd be quite slow really because it's so in a straight line, but through the middle sector it's just too quick.
Yeah, he's absolutely fine. I think he was like 4 seconds up after like 3 laps at the start of the race.
Yeah.
So I think providing you got a good start, which you did. Did you have any moments in the race? Any wobbles? Anything of note?
Not really, no.
It was all
He's
kind of
fine,
cruise.
that's about it.
A few, just complete cruise control for you then, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Well, given the performance championship table, you was currently in P12 before the start of the race on 39 points. Now Dutch was on 59 points in fourth. So with that race win and the pole position, that's going to sort of propel you right up the championship. Do you reckon you can have a good solid finish to the season, or was that probably as good as it's going to get for now?
I'll probably get bad cars, so probably won't finish much higher.
Well, you've got Spain next week. What you like around Spain?
Okay.
Yeah, and Abu Dhabi to finish off the season. Is that a strong one for you?
Good round there.
No, I don't think
Because of tyres.
anyone that's good around Abu Dhabi is a bit of a suspect character. I think there's always something a bit dodgy about them somewhere down the line. But well, no, nevertheless, mate. Short and sweet for that one, but well done on your race win, and hopefully we'll see you on the podium again for Spain next week.
Yep.
Right, Pagani. This is a bit different. I'm normally doing podium interviews with you, not to you. So, a solid drive to P2. I think that was a bit more straightforward in that second half of the race than it maybe should have been, because I'm a colossal bottle.
Yeah. I came. Wait, you came out the pits just in front of me, and I thought, right, I'll try it. Managed to get past some DRS, and then I saw you come down my outside of the brake, and I thought, right, I better leave him some space just in case. And then I heard you say something in the party which I probably shouldn't repeat in the stream.
Yeah, we're past the watershed, but we still won't say it.
So I immediately thought, oh, did I not give him enough space? But I mean, you said after that I did, so I'm quite.
Yeah, you're in the clear. So with that P2 and, you know, the likes of Panda and Dutch finishing a bit further behind you than perhaps they could have done given the way the night went, not a bad night for you all in all.
I mean, it's Spain next, isn't it? No, I'm going to be in Williams.
Yeah, next week may not be so good for you.
I don't think you'll be in a Williams. You've not had a Williams for a couple of weeks now, so you might get away with a Sauber.
I'll be in a Williams because Remco will come back and they want to win. So I'll be in a Williams.
That's alright, I'll interject. It's alright.
No, I mean, I've had the rub of the green. I can't complain. I mean, a Haas round Baku. It's a decent car. I don't know what happened to turn 2.
Yeah, that's
it looked to me like
strange one.
Tomo pulled to the inside to get up the inside of the car. I don't know if he's missed his braking point or what's happened, but all hell broke loose. I was looking to get through. I had Say come down my inside because he was scared of Matt Cause behind him, and but it paid off. I mean, I had nearly 70% tyre wear in the rear right in the last lap, so I was a bit scared, but it turned out alright.
Yeah, well,
Okay, well, solid drive and going forward with 2 races left. You're right in there for this championship push.
9-point gap you've got now, mate. A 9-point gap.
Wait, at the moment it feels like I'm the only Div 2 lad up there against 3 very quick Div 1 lads. So, I'll see what I can do. See what I can do Div 2 proud.
On behalf of Div 2, you're doing us proud.
I'll see if I can take it to the end. Give it a go.
Okay, well done to you, Pagani, mate. So moving on to Chicken Guy. Finished P3 in a Toro Rosso. That's a very, very impressive result. Was you expecting that tonight in that car?
No, I wasn't really expecting to do that well. I mean, I ran the 1-2 wing setup again I used last season, so I was pretty quick in a straight line, but then struggled a bit around the corners. I wasn't expecting to come P3. I was thinking could quite easily get points, but I don't know, I just got extremely lucky, I feel.
Well, I've got to ask you about that battle that you was in with Dutch, Panda and Plexits. I mean, they're quite daunting characters to have around you so close. What was your kind of mindset for that? Was you thinking just try and stay as close as possible or try and fight them as much as possible?
Well, I knew I was closing up to them, and then on that straight, on the start-finish straight, I just got a beautiful run. Panda and a Dutch were just basically sitting ducks, so I just did them both into T1. And then at that point, I had quite a bit of ERS, so I just thought, try and break their toe, because then I knew as soon as I broke the toe, I'd be able to sort of drive away a bit. And then it happened, but then I sort of got caught again, and then, I don't know, I think that's when Plexit sort of got involved with them, so that slowed them down, and I was just able to keep out ahead, luckily.
Well, nevertheless, mate, it's well, that result has propelled you into 3rd place in the championship. I think joint with Panda.
Right.
Just a couple of points behind Remco, and I think it's about 11 or 12 behind Pagani. With 2 races left, would you consider yourself a dark horse for this championship?
Well, it's going to look a bit suspicious if we have the Performance League admins 1st and 2nd in the championship. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
Wouldn't
far,
be the first time.
well, the only winners of the Performance Championship so far has been me, who runs the whole league, and then Panda, as a Division 1 admin, won it last year, so it does seem a bit suspicious, I must say, but there's no match fixing. But yeah, are you aiming to do it, or are you just going to try and challenge as much as possible? What's your mindset?
I don't know. Spain, I'm not really too good round. So possibly pick up a few points, and then Abu Dhabi I actually quite like. So yeah, I guess I'm weird, like you said earlier.
Yes. Yeah. So there is something wrong with you, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, nevertheless, mate, that's a brilliant drive from you tonight, and to come out ahead of those guys that you were battling with. Like I said, you've seen them every single week in Div 1 and how good they are. So massive credit to yourself, mate. I think you've had a brilliant season.
Thank you very much.
So well done. So right, so that wraps up round number 10 this very thrilling third season of the Performance Championship in FTRL. You don't want to miss the penultimate race next week in Spain. It should be an absolute cracker. The championship fight's got even closer, but before that, please join us tomorrow night for our GT Sport League, and also the normal divisions of 1 and 2 on Monday and Tuesday next week at USA, where we could see 2 champions crowned and some promotions confirmed. So we'll join you. Well, please come and join us then.